Nation, a Fit in 10, it is day 34, one day before the halfway point. And I am going to get right back to your feedback. Please make sure you send it in. And if you think I may have missed any of your feedback, let me know. There have been times where people send it in and then for whatever reason I just didn't get it. So let me know. Regardless, even if I am a bit behind here, so I am going to get to your question. So just bear with me. All right, feedback. Let's get into it. This person did 4 resistance-based workouts, 3 cardiovascular sessions. I'm not sure I'm doing this. They did 3 cardiovascular sessions, and they need to improve upon the following. Staying away from grabbing a snack prior to bed. Even though hungry, I should be able to withhold. All right, save some food for the evening. All right? And allow yourself to have a little bit of starch before you go to bed. This will give you a better night's sleep. A little bit of starch, 20 to 30 grams of starch before you go to bed. You will sleep better, believe me. So something like, this is just an idea. If you want to have something sweet, let's say, because generally people's cravings tend to go up in the evening, you could have something like, and this is just an idea here, you could have something like oatmeal. So make oatmeal, like, add water and then boil it or put it in the microwave so you can expand it and it will become more. And then add protein powder to it. And then, maybe add some berries or something. You could add a little bit of fruit to it. You could add a little bit of honey. You could add some stevia to it. You could even add a little bit of nut butter. So you could do protein powder and peanut butter and chocolate, some sort of chocolate protein powder. I'm a big fan of whey, but you could use something else if you like. Name something specific you need help with. Finding a satiating sweet snack. All right, well, we just kind of talked about that. We talked about one thing. One really good sweet snack that you could do is, I'm not a huge fan of these bars, although I will put them in the acceptable category. And you've probably heard of them, Quest. Or Costco's got their version of Quest, the brand Kirkland. And they've got Kirkland's got a really good chocolate chip cookie dough. Good for what they are. They're a little bit fake tasting, but they are very sweet, and the chocolate chip cookie dough does have real chocolate in it. Real dark chocolate. So these are really, really good, and they're low carb too. It's just basically protein and fiber you're getting. So those are great treats to have. Just coming back to the first thing I talked about, you could do oatmeal, as I mentioned. So make the oatmeal with water, boil it, add some protein powder. So let's maybe go through a couple versions of this. Oatmeal, make some oatmeal, an ounce or an ounce and a half, dry. Add about 3 times the amount of water, put it in the microwave for a couple minutes, let it expand, add some, let's go with chocolate protein powder, and then maybe you could add in a little bit, like an ounce or 2 of chopped banana. You could throw in some dark chocolate. You could even throw in some nut butter. You could also throw in maybe a tiny bit of honey, or if you want to go without the calories, stevia to sweeten it up even more. That would be super, super good. Okay, so that'd be one thing you could do. Second thing you could do, another oatmeal option. I really like oatmeal because, again, you can have just a little bit of it and make it into a lot by expanding it with water, right? Cooking water. So again, oatmeal, add vanilla protein powder, add berries. Okay, those are low calories, high fiber. Again, add some stevia or honey, and that will be a really great go-to. Third option, oatmeal again, vanilla protein powder, cinnamon, chopped up Granny Smith apple, and a tiny bit of stevia or honey. Really, really good. Okay, and you're getting all great foods with that. Okay, and you can have that before bed. All right. Something else you could have, which would be, I guess, summer appropriate, is protein ice cream. And I'll have to post a video of it. I have an old video that I did from a couple years ago. Like, well, when was it? Summer of 2019, I think it was. Wow, yeah, I guess that would have been 4 years ago. Anyways, I should put that up because it's basically protein powder, a little bit of dark chocolate. I think I put banana in there. The secret is to put a little bit of some kind of gum in there. So I used, I think it was either guar gum or xanthine gum, just a tiny bit. You just need like literally a tiny bit, like maybe an eighth of a teaspoon, if that. And what else did I put in there? I put some other things in there, and you make it in a bullet or a blender, and it gets super thick, and it tastes really good. Okay, you can put nut butter in there as well, or peanut butter protein powder. Peanut butter powder. All right. So those are some ideas, and I'll get some other ideas up. I'll get some protein brownies. I'm sure Martina's got a recipe for that. That's coming, by the way. I know this doesn't help you guys because you're in this Fin 10, but I am going to mark my words. There is going to be a cookbook coming. All right. Is there anything you'd like me to cover in this week's video series? Can you lose inches without pounds? Yeah, you can. I think at some point when you start to lose enough inches, you're going to see the weight drop. But it is possible to drop a couple inches, and then you just, especially if you're adding inches around your body, and not necessarily see a change in your weight. And this can often happen to people if they're coming from a background where, and it's not exclusive to this, but if you are new to weight training and you start weight training and you start following a diet, or even if you're just new to weight training, your body will go through some level of recomposition. So if you're not used to weight training, you start weight training, your body's going to go, or some level of resistance training, your body's going to go through some recomposition. It's going to hold a little more water in the muscle. It's going to lose fat, and it's going to build a little bit of muscle tissue, okay? So there's a difference between water in the muscle and muscle tissue. But generally we get a buildup of both those things, muscle tissue and water in the muscle, which will cause a weight gain. And then we also have some loss in fat, which is going to be some weight loss. But they can, especially in the beginning of a weight loss program, we'll just call it a weight loss program. Those two might negate each other. Okay, so it is very possible. As I said, once you start losing, like a lot of inches, you're going to start to see that in pounds eventually, though. Fat is much more voluminous over muscle tissue. So, a pound of fat's going to take up more volume than a pound of muscle tissue. Although I think if my memory serves me correct, it is something like, I think 1.1 grams per milliliter of muscle versus say 0.9 grams of fat per milliliter, something like that. The density is not actually that much different. Although I have to look it up again. I don't quite remember off the top of my head. But it's not like there's like a 50% difference between the two, but there is a difference. Okay, 9 minutes. Let's get to the message of the day. On this day 34, this is really important message, by the way. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient, be humble. Keep moving forward and know that all of this hard work that you're putting in, day in and day out, will produce the results you've been looking for. Your time is coming, and I want to remind you not to give up. Do not give up, all right? And, even quite often I have people that say to me, I didn't lose anything, whatever, between, say, goal 1 or goal 2, or goal 2 and goal 3, or whatever. And in their mind, a loss is like, or a thought of them losing is like seeing quite a dramatic change in the scale. Sometimes when we're measuring fat loss, it can be like, maybe like a 2-pound difference, but then we see like a 4-pound difference in fat loss. And then this is over like 2 weeks. And then that's like, wow, that's amazing, because, you just do the math on that, right? So if it's 4 pounds or even 3 pounds in 2 weeks, you do that over 5 check-ins, that's 15 to 20 pounds. That's crazy. That's a lot. And we're talking fat, not just weight, right? Anyways, I digress a little bit. I don't digress, but I kind of go down these rabbit holes. Let me read it one more time. The day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Be patient, be humble, keep moving forward, and know that all this hard work you're putting in day out will produce the results you've been looking for. Your time is coming. I want to remind you to not give up. Positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.